At the crack of dawn on a Camp Pendleton beach, Sergeant Zarina Flemming hoists a 200-pound tow bar with a fellow Marine. The 27-year-old wife and mother of a toddler has spent the past year with massive armored amphibious vehicles, driving them through the ocean and across the desert, changing out vehicle parts that outweigh her and lifting heavy ammunition and machine guns. The mock combat drills push human strength to its limits. Flemming, who was born and raised in Zambia, Africa, is working to prove females can do these jobs that are currently exclusive to all male units.
I think for the males, they kind of expected us to be, the moms or the sisters, kind of take care of us. But now, they're like, okay, we're Marine, you're Marine, let's just get the job done.
She's one of 100 women and 300 men volunteering for the experiment.
Everything on the vehicle is pretty heavy. Our hatches are pretty heavy, so it takes two people, to be able to lift them up and open them up, or just grabbing gear and just being on the move.
Her amphibious assault vehicle platoon started at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina, then moved to California, first to 29 Palms, then Camp Pendleton.
We're just looking at the elapsed times by the three different groups.
Captain Joel Dietrich designed the tasks for the experimental unit to find out if introducing women into combat roles affects warfighting capabilities.
Each task is linked to what we've identified as an operational requirement. So it's an operationally significant event or task that a crew would actually do out in the Fleet Marine Force.
On this day, the Marines are being timed as they secure the vehicles to a platform with heavy chains. Then, out in the water, they tow a stranded amphibious vehicle and pull a 220-pound life-size dummy to safety. The study was designed in response to a Pentagon order that the military open all ground combat jobs to women by January 2016 or request exemptions for particular tasks. Dietrich says the women are getting the job done.
It seems to me that the platoon is doing very well. The Marines execute the tasks very well together. And so I've been surprised at I think the camaraderie and how well the platoon has melded.
Women are currently barred from more than 230,000 military positions, including Flemming's amphibious assault platoon, also called Amtracs. She's among the first women to operate the vehicles.
And I was like, why not be a part of it? I could speak and say I was part of the movement to, let females in the Amtrak community, if that does in fact happen.
Both male and female Marines are strapped with heart rate monitors and GPS devices that measure their daily physical performance. A dozen researchers observe the assessments and record how groups perform together and individually.
As far as the females here, we all have strengths and weaknesses. Same thing with the guys. There's something we're stronger at than others. I could maneuver through the vehicle faster because I'm just smaller, but standing up in the vehicle I have a hard time because I'm taller.
Flemming's biggest challenge is the repetitive heavy lifting while wearing a 25-pound flak jacket.
We have a 40mm machine gun and a 50 cal, so just picking those up, that takes a lot of strength. So I had to start lifting weights, which I'm not a fan of.
She's gained muscle mass and lost 8 pounds, but she's never considered giving up. Neither have the 9 other female Marines who remain in her group. The Marines would not say how many men and women have dropped out since the experiment started. The idea of letting women into combat roles gained momentum during the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Nearly 300,000 women deployed to those wars. 150 were killed. More than 800 were injured. Female pilots flew through combat zones. Female medics treated the wounded on the front lines. And all-female teams, known as Lionesses, accompanied troops in house-to-house searches. Flemming served for a year in Afghanistan in an administrative role before volunteering for the combat experiment. She hopes her efforts during the past year will open opportunities for women.
I hold myself to a high standard in the Marine Corps, and I hope, if my data has an influence on that, then there's going to be a standard for the females to follow.
The results of the study that could represent a major milestone in the military are expected by the end of summer. Susan Murphy, KPBS News.